Can I get units in the area to respond, please?
Suspect in a white Bugatti Veyron. Speeds are above limit and increasing. Dispatch 2-6. I just witnessed Major 1050. Log me on a 1096.
Yeah, 10-4, go ahead.
There we go. Now he's taking off, code 3. All units, attention all units. We're going to condition 2. Condition 2-3. On scene. Stand by for instructions. I'm losing visual. We're getting too far ahead.
Medical authorities on scene. Regular pursuit. Fall back and monitor. We'll call you if we need you.
I need cover. If we don't locate him soon, we're gonna have to bail. Yeah, dispatch, this is Unit 99. We gotta get containment going ASAP or we're gonna lose him.
6-8, I'm checking out a car. It fits that description. Although you don't think he has to. 10 on that possible suspect. He came up clean. Dispatch, if we're gonna find him, we would have found him by now. I think it's time to call off this search.